like I want to believe that reincarnation is real, but if reincarnation is real, then that would imply that our past selves would be forgotten, memories and all, you know what I mean? But I also can't tell if the afterlife is real, then that means the outer body is a husk for the soul, which is the true being itself. And this is just a placement for us in the grand scheme of it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we see what we live our lives on earth here in the middle of our lives, right? Because we lived before this, before we came down to earth, and we'll be alive after. But we live here as judgment and a test and placement to see where we belong in the worldwide.
Oh, yeah. That's an interesting concept. I kind of think like I don't know. I kind of got a couple ideas about what happens, but I feel like the one that's the most interesting to me is I feel like, let's say like you lived and you were like a fucked up person, right? Or you were just like a bad person, just always trying to fuck people over, or just steal from people, kill people, rob people, shit like that. Just like being a fucked up person. Like I feel like if you was to die, you'll come back. Either like you'll be reincarnated as like a human, but you'll be in like a worse position than you last started off, or
Right.
if you were like good, then you'll like spawn, and it's like nigga, you might spawn with a little bit of money, nigga. You never know, nigga. You feel me? But
Right.
I just think that's kind of cool. Or it's like nigga, you might be if you was fucked up, you might be reincarnated as a fucking turtle, nigga, or like some shit
Oh yeah, I
niggas don't
like
want to
that.
be, like a fucking ant or like a fucking slug. Like I don't know.
I like
But
the idea that of living here is like the middleman or and like a sense of a placement test for where we belong after.
Yeah, I feel like it could
Even
be
if we're
like
coming right back here.
feel like it's like a test. Like if you really get your person, because I feel like everybody has like, all right, everybody on this earth that's living right now, I feel like you have a purpose. You got like two purposes. Like you have a main purpose, which is either to like create or destroy, or you have like your secondary purpose. So it's like, nigga, if my purpose is to create, then I'm have to do something within that, or vice versa. You feel me? So
Right.
I feel like if you really get the lesson that you're supposed to learn, and I feel like everybody has a different lesson, then you'll fucking go to like
You
your version
passed.
of heaven. Like, yeah, you passed, nigga. Now you on the next level. Who knows
Yeah, I
what the
like
fuck
that.
that is? I just feel like shit like
Who
that.
knows?
You might be in heaven.
I
Your
respect your
version of
take.
heaven might be just like 1,000 bitches, nigga, fucking bouncing ass everywhere, nigga, on some crazy shit. Like, you never know, bro. Or your heaven could just be
Never
peace and
know.
quiet. Like, just
So
fucking
would
peace.
that
Thank you.
imply that even if someone goes to hell, they can be in your heaven?
Nah, I feel like everybody's version of heaven. I feel like
Good question.
if it is a concept of heaven and hell, I feel like everybody has a different version of what is your personal hell and what is your personal heaven.
Right.
I don't feel like it's
I'm
just like,
saying I'm saying say we were best friends, right?
yeah,
And your vision of heaven is us being fucking everything we want it to be. You know what I mean? But in the reality of it, I shit, let's say I didn't even make it to heaven and I went to hell. Would I be in my own hell, but in your version of heaven, be in your heaven?
yeah. I feel like you just wouldn't be there at all if you're not. If you didn't get your lesson, and you didn't make it to that part. Like if you went to hell, then you would just be in your version of hell. I don't
Right, but
know.
what if your version of heaven involves me? Like, let's say you have a female. Let me make it easier. Let's say you have a female that you're in love with. You're in love with. You loved her when you died, but she is the devil and she is not going to heaven. But in your version of heaven, there is no heaven without her.
Or you know what it be that I'll vice versa it on both ends. Like so, let's say you have a person that you love, and they didn't make it to heaven, and also you have a person that you love that and you went to hell and they went to heaven and they didn't make it. It's gonna be like the opposite. So it's like if my version of heaven includes you, it's gonna be the best parts about you that like I see, and then
Right.
the
It'd be your
hell
own depiction of me.
parts. You feel me? I mean I don't know, but I feel
On
like
some infinite.
make the
That's on
most
some
sense to
infinite
me.
Tsukiyomi shit.
Infinity, right? I'm saying like that shit is
That's on some like
crazy.
that's on some like my reality coexists to how I think and to how my world is. And if it isn't that way, then it's not any way at all. Think about that. And that also goes back to the conversation of like self worship. Of like literally like being like, hey, like I want things to go my way. And that's what's interesting about it. But I respect that takes. Completely like at one point in my life, I really was heavy with the reincarnation shit and being
Right?
like, yeah, yeah,
Same.
we come back as a fucking robot. We come back as the, and I agree with you. I agree that this whole shit is a test. No funny, this is all a spiritual test to see where you stand as a person. Are you gonna stand on your morals or are you gonna stand on evil?